Hi everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, and this is Connor.
Hey guys.
We're going to talk about The Flash, Season 2, Episode 16. It's called Trajectory. Full spoilers for the episode, as always. Let's get into it. There was things I liked in this one.
Yep.
Overall, though, probably one of the weaker episodes of the season.
I would agree. It kind of just feels a bit fillerish.
I wouldn't say it's fillers. There's a couple of key things it does, which I think need to be done in terms of advancing
But the rest
plot.
of it.
But most of it was just Villain of the Week, which turned into be like a weird anti-drug PSA. And don't get me wrong, I am firmly against drugs, but, you know,
It was a bit on the nose,
yeah,
wasn't it?
The on-the-nose stories tend to be a bit much. I thought the trajectory herself was a bit goofy.
Yeah.
I could have done without the extended sort of club secret, even though Cisco dancing was.
Oh, no, it was worth it for Cisco's
Was
dancing.
it? Do you think it was worth it?
It was worth it for that.
Um,
Also, why did they order 4 shots if they weren't going to let Jesse have one?
It's a good question. It's a good question. that it's maybe not the biggest plot hole in the Flash, but
It's not even like someone else was drinking the second shot. They just left it on the bar. It's like, what are you doing?
I don't know. Unless Jesse ordered them.
Perhaps. But she's underage, so she shouldn't have even been able to order them.
No, but they don't tend to ID at a bar in a club. They'll just ID at the door. She shouldn't really get in.
Yeah, that's another plot hole there. She clearly just...
But I buy that if she gets in, she can order a drink.
Yeah.
So, and to be fair, she doesn't look underage to me.
She does not.
So, well, I suppose underage in America is under 21.
Yeah,
so I guess fair points. Because to us it's 18, so
it's a lot harder to tell with 21 than it is 18.
yeah, because 21 you could look 21 for your whole 20s basically.
Yeah.
And you could already look 21 by the time you get to like 16, like I did.
Yeah.
Because I already had a beard by the time I left high school, so you know.
Ages you up pretty quickly.
It does. And I looked really young if I shaved, so we're going down a rabbit hole here though. Other complaints I'd have, I'm hitting the negative stuff out of the way first. I didn't mind actually that Jesse and Wally had a little bit of a spark. No pun intended. Because oddly they did have a little bit of chemistry, I thought. Just from that slight interaction, so that was okay. And I did think it was funny that the daddy bracelet was like going, oh, hormones? No. Ding, 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 ding. Stop. Ding, ding. But we had that, and then later on in the same episode, we hinted at another relationship with Iris and her boss, which I definitely don't care about and want no part of.
Every scene with Iris and her boss, I would have just cut out entirely.
Yeah, I didn't really like any of that.
I think he's really bland and uninspired and just...
I actually think he's fodder. I think he's going to die.
Yeah, I can see it.
I think he's there for her to maybe have a couple of dates with, get kind of interested in him, and then he's going to die horribly.
Can't wait.
Yeah, for the sake of, you know...
Iris getting upset.
Because
then again, they don't really get upset for very long, do they?
That said, though, I did like Barry and her like casually chatting about the fact that both in the future they're supposed to be married, and on Earth 2 they're married.
Yeah, that was good.
I like that because they do actually have good chemistry, and I think that's why it makes like the boss relationship a lot more frustrating as well, is just because we know this is not the end game, so just
just don't bother.
Yeah, don't pretend that she's going to have someone else. Just let her be single until we're ready to go down that Barry Iris path, please. Thank you, and good night. But yeah, trajectory was kind of lame. The whole like evil voice in the head talking to her was...
Yeah, it was like they wanted to push mental illness combined with the anti-drugs, and it's like they couldn't really pick a message.
Yeah. There's a couple of odd little jokes about Earth 2 in this one, which were amusing. Apparently Beyonce is a senator.
I appreciate that one.
And Kanye West is someone who would say quotes that are worth repeating.
Yeah.
Possibly
who was it they thought it was? Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah. I knew it was an author. I couldn't remember which one it was, but yeah. So apparently he's a famous author on Earth too. Sure. And was it PC negative? Was our blood type?
Yeah, something like that. And they're like, yeah, we don't have that here.
Yeah, I would go as far as say we probably do. They just probably have a different name for everything.
Probably.
That may just be B for all we know.
Yeah, but then the beauty of blood types is they tend to be passed down through your parents anyway.
Yeah, true. So, yeah, we know that Harry's good for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Funnily enough, I don't know my blood type, so
I have no idea of mine either. I feel like I probably should, but
I feel like most people don't. I feel like if you actually did like a survey, I think you'd maybe be at 30% would know.
Yeah.
Something like that. What did I like though? Because there was some stuff I liked. I liked Barry's reaction to finding out that, at least as far as they're aware right now, that Jay is Zoom.
Yeah.
I liked Barry's reaction. Two parts of it. I liked that he immediately looked pissed because his last mentor turned out to be fucking Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
So, understandably, he's quite pissed. And then I liked that he just went back to that canyon or whatever, and just, it was such a comic book moment, but it was like a really justified one where he just screamed.
Yeah. I really like the moment where when he realised it could be the case and he just smashes open the case to get the helmet out.
Oh yeah.
It's not even like he lifts it off, he's just like, fuck this, he's angry already.
Yeah, he's already pissed, yeah. I like that too. I will say something I don't like about all this though.
Go on.
We know he's on Supergirl next week.
Yeah, and they didn't set this up at all.
They didn't set it up. I thought they might put a little thing at the end where he accidentally gets over there. And that's fine if they don't, because maybe he'll just appear at the start of the next one, and then we'll see him come back at the end of Supergirl and say to the guys, I was just over on this Earth. Or maybe he'll say at the start of next week's episode, whatever, right?
Yeah.
That's fine. But what I don't like about it is, I seen the trailer for next week's Supergirl, and it doesn't seem from that Barry's just found out about this and is pissed. You know?
Yeah, it kind of feels like it's just not in the right place.
Yeah, I mean, which to be fair, you could argue that maybe they'll do it later on in the season in the Flash, and that's where that slots in terms of the time.
Yeah,
and that would be cool, actually, if they did that.
Yeah, I really thought at the end, so when he's running off to the canyon, I thought he was going to go and create a barrier hole in Earths again.
Yeah. Even if it was by accident, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was going to do he was going to try and do the speed thing that he did at the start of the episode and fail. But when he did it this time, it would rip open a hole and he'd go through it and end up in Supergirl's Earth. Is what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah. I thought we were going to get some sort of little tease for it, but no post credit scene either, or post title screen, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, nothing.
We also had Jessie and her dad having some issues because she realises just how far he was willing to go to save her and isn't cool with it. She's not willing to live with the fact
what a selfish bitch. Oh, I'm sorry. You were kidnapped and your dad wanted to save you, and it's like, oh, that's a bad thing. Come on.
I don't think I agree with you on this.
Really?
Yeah, because, don't get me wrong, I think her leaving is a bit weird because it just reminds me of Barry's dad leaving after we spent a season trying to get her out, or him out of prison. Yeah. And now he's been spending all season trying to get her out of being captive, and now she's pissing off to Opal City, which is not a DC fictional city, which is a lesser known one, but it's one of them. Not that I think we're going to get a Starman.
One can dream.
Anytime soon, but you never know. Or Elongated Man, I think he's from Opal City as well.
Yeah.
But, again, that stuff was kind of okay-ish, but the reason why I think I'm not completely against her reaction to what he's done is that we know she's ultimately supposed to be a hero, and I like the idea that she's not willing to live with the idea. It's kind of like whenever I can't remember what it's called. I think it's from Whatever Happened to Cape Crusader, Batman comic. And there's a point in that comic where Batman's going to go out and try and save people or whatever, but whatever's going on is quite dangerous. And Superman says, no, don't go out there. If you get a death wish, you very well could die. And Batman responds with, look, if my death saves one innocent life, it's worth it. And it's kind of the flip to that, where I'm thinking she's not willing to live with something bad happening to someone else who's innocent to save her life. She doesn't think that's worth it.
I get it, but I feel like she was kidnapped by Zoom.
Yes,
her dad knows this, and it's like it's him willing to do anything to get her back, and I feel like she overreacts, and it just comes off as a bit of a bitch to me.
I don't think she comes off as a bitch.
Just a bit of a selfish bitch. Yeah.
I think the whole thing was maybe a little shallow in its writing. But I don't think she came off as a bitch.
Yeah, I didn't really enjoy her in this episode that much. That said, I thought we were actually going to get her with some speed at one point.
Yeah,
and I was a bit
she
disappointed.
Get injected with the velocity 9. It's a little tease. The bastards.
Yeah.
A little tease.
I feel like that's going to actually come back, though, because they were saying she reacted badly because it was too pure. I feel like, even though they did the blood transfusion, some of it's going to linger, and then she's just going to have speed.
Yeah, you've got to lace it with something, just to get back to this drug metaphor.
Yeah.
Is that everything? I will point out Cisco had a Nintendo controller with a Walker T-shirt that I thought was amusing. It was the NES controller, but it had like an old man walker.
Yeah.
It was funny.
That's good. Still, I'm still pretty sure Cisco's dancing was the highlight of the episode.
Nah, for me the reaction when they found out was the highlight, but I feel like that was kind of all in Jesse leaving. I feel like the whole point of this episode was for them to figure out that Jay is Zoom. Although I still think there's multiple Jays.
I agree.
I don't think it's as simple as the Jay they had was evil. I think there's either multiple Jays from multiple Earths or something.
Well, we know it's not as simple as a speed mirage because when we got the post-credit scene of him revealing he was still holding the other Jay.
That's true, and he said this complicates things or something to that effect.
Yeah. So it's not just a speed mirage.
But so it's either multiple Jays from multiple Earths, and I still think the guy with the mask, the iron mask in the cage, is a Jay as well.
Or it's two sets of twins.
Possibly two sets of twins. Or there's also a slight chance, and I've seen this theory as well, that Jay from Earth 2 split into multiple people because of whatever he was doing with velocity and like one part of him Zoom, one part was and so on.
Oh, okay.
It's just that it's a real card theory.
And that's why the cells are degenerating
because it's only part of them. Yeah,
because it's only part. They need to be complete again. Okay, I get it.
I don't know. I mean, it's just a way to guess. I still think we're talking about Jays from multiple Earths, and one's trying to do Jet Li the One movie, if you've ever seen that, where he's trying to take out all the other Jays to be powerful.
I feel like that's probably the most likely scenario.
But everyone's Jay. That's the real point of this, though.
Yeah. If there's someone you're not entirely sure who it is,
it's probably
Jay.
Yeah, I thought Trajectory was Jay the entire time until
I did for a while. I'll be honest. I was like, are they pulling another J out of it?
So good. And I'll this is a small complaint, but I really hate it when how obvious it is sometimes when they'll do something at the start where the main character fails, and at the end of the episode they're going to do the exact same thing but succeed.
Yeah, with the bridge jump.
With the jump, yeah, I was like, it's just a little bit on the nose for me, but
it is. But then I kind of forgive it because I kind of like the bridge jump.
Yeah, no, the bridge jump was cool. Although I would question why we can run on water, so why wouldn't they just run down the side and run across the water and run up?
It's a good question. It's a very good question.
Because it's not like you could say, well, it would take longer. Well, yeah, but it took like a good 5 seconds to go down to his runner pose and breathe and look ahead,
Yeah, you're right.
That said, though, I will praise the idea that there's growth with his character because he doesn't need the pep talk always anymore. Like, he just did it.
Yeah, only half the time now.
Yeah, he believed he could do it himself, so, yeah, growth. We're getting confident, Barry.
Yeah, about time.
So that's cool. So, yeah, it was probably a weaker episode, really.
Kind of a disappointing return, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it was a weaker episode, especially after the last two before the break were really good, so I think we'll probably have some great stuff going forward. I think this one, it was just... Because I even thought it was weird that we had a random speedster villain, and really the only point that we had a random speedster villain was so that they could figure out the blue lightning was related to velocity, and then they could connect the dots with Jay. The rest of it was kind of just like random plot episode, which would be fine if it was good and really fun, but I don't think it really it was. It was more
it wasn't a bad episode. It was just kind of average.
Yeah, it was kind of. It just wasn't good. I'm trying to think of a better way to say that.
It just wasn't up to the standard that we expect from this show.
Yeah, this show is generally better. So, us calling this bad is not a knock on the show. It's saying that this show can do better and has often done better.
Yeah.
And this is not one of the best episodes. But I have no worries that we'll have good stuff for the rest of the season, because it tends to pull out the big episodes. So that's this week's episode of The Flash. Of course, the next time we talk about Flash will actually be on Supergirl. So if you don't watch our Supergirl or listen to our Supergirl reviews on the podcast, check that out. I imagine a lot of people who watch Flash probably watch Supergirl anyway, but if you don't, and you are just checking out Supergirl this 1 week because Flash is on it, we do review that as well on YouTube on its own video, or it's on the audio podcast as well for you to check out. So, yeah. Otherwise, though, that's this week's episode of The Flash.